Right, I've just had the pleasure of going up into the attic and I've fished out a fair chunk of my Glanford collection. Anything that has references to the Lunar Empire or is to do with the Darahappan culture within the Lunar Empire, because I thought I'd do a bit of background reading to when I finish off the adventures and the setting for Red Sun Rising, which is my forthcoming collection of 5 lunar adventures and a small Darahappan city. So what have I got in the pile? Not everything, because some bits are at my mum's, because we're between houses at the moment, so there's a couple of bits missing there. But what have we got here? Well, first off we've got Glanford Introduction to the Hero Wars, which came out at about 98, 99, when the Hero Wars role-playing game came out, which is it's probably the first edition of HeroQuest proper, really. And it's about 200-page introduction to the entire setting, so as much information as they could fit in about Glanford they put in this book, and there's about 20 odd pages about the Lunar Empire, so that's all well and good. Next we have the Glorious Reascent of the Elm. This is the first of Greg Stafford's unfinished works, as they used to be called back in, let's have a look at the date in 95. So they've got these lovingly hand-bound books with lots and lots of sketch maps. There's a few bits of either public domain artwork or artwork by Dan Barker in this one, but it's all very rough and ready. And the text is quite complete, but every now and again it just stops. Glorious Reascent of the Elm and the I can't even say it, the Anikiosad, and the Fortunate Succession, which are the first, second and third unfinished works, were meant to be part of a lunar book very similar to King of Sarta, which Greg started on, but he never finished. But he decided to publish these, and I picked these up in the mid to late 90s. Fortunate Succession is the Darahappan emperors from the lunar perspective, and the Glorious Reascent of the Elm is the Darahappan emperors before the Lunars took over. So they're very different in writing styles. Very interesting. Must admit, I've not read that one. The one I can't even say what it's called. And that apparently is sort of the mythology before the Darahappan Empire. In fact, it says it on the cover. But it also has its central lunar myth, and also how they conduct their magic, because the guy the author who writes this book is an investigation of how a particular goddess might be the red goddess. So it reveals a lot about lunar thought and how they see the whole world as just being one continuum, and that if missionaries, when they turn up, that they will try and prove that your local goddess is actually the red moon goddess. Then what else we got in the pile? From the HeroQuest first edition era, I've got a Tentacles version of Champions of the Red Reaching Moon. This was the third and last HeroQuest book detailing the Lunar Empire. I've not got the Imperial Lunar Handbook 1 and Imperial Lunar Handbook 2 in this pile. They're at my mum's. It's safely in the box, so don't worry about that. And this was my only... I've got two articles in this, as have a lot of Glanford writers from the time, because Mike Gaiolotti, who wrote the bulk of the book and put it together, asked us all to write a little bit, a hero band, a couple of heroes, and with the idea being that this is your typical, well, not no typical. It's a lunar association, so it's a group of various different organisations that all get together under the banner of an association. And in this case, their primary reason for being is to convert the non-believing barbarians. So you've got everything from soldiers who will beat you into submission to more subtle missionaries. So it's a good, solid book if you're looking, in my opinion, this is, if you're looking for a variety of NPCs and organisations that are out and about in Dragon Pass trying to convert the non-believers to the light of the Red Goddess.